by any means necessary.
What up, YouTube?
And we embrace that.
What up, Mac is?
You know what I'm saying? Y'all can have.
I'm listening to cartoon right now.
You know, no shade. Y'all can have it. But for us, Malcolm X, homie. But anyway, I digress. Back to the story.
I'm listening to cartoon right now, right? Thinking about giving my version of the night Tricky was executed.
They didn't want to let him out.
And somebody on Cartoon's channel said I should
give him a chance to be able to
speak.
So
I'm just trying to hear the video out.
They was not sure. They didn't trust him. They did not know what he was going to be speaking and talking to us about.
I think that's a good topic. He's on point. I think my angle, my perspective would be a lot different from his. You know, he has reasons why he's, saying the things he's saying. And though I agree, I see some things a little bit different based on my set, my side of town that I come off of, my relationships with a lot of Tookie's buddies, and the youngsters that didn't follow behind Tookie on the west side. And the involvement with my homeboy Lil Fee. And the whole CCO Blue Note thing, which I was never a part of. But being from where I'm from, a lot of our homeboys and allies all the way through Compton was CCO friendly or hooked up with CCO. So let's just say from the 30s to Compton. But I might give my spiel. I don't need to address the things that he addressed, but just my night, my day. And you know what I'm saying, how I felt that night. You know what I mean? I was in Supermax Sheriff, had us on no movement for 2 days. All right, baby E in the building. And shout out to my homeboy from H-Ray Gangster, Baby Crazy D. Baby Crazy D hit me up. He said, Mac, he said, how you gonna do a story on Big Crazy D and then say, oh, in 96, 95, 96, I was in the Crip mods with Crazy D and not mention him? Homie, the story wasn't about you, but shout out to Baby Crazy D, who later became my celly in Linwood gang mod. And he ended up being friends with one of my homeboys. And so when they both got out, he hooked us up. So we communicate. We still communicate. He was a good dude, whether the 60s and 80s was talking about, coming together or kicking it or whatever, having a conversation. We was going to have a conversation. Anyway, shout out to Lil Road Dog from the 60s too. What's up, Kev, man? You know you should be watching that Detroit. No, I shouldn't. I ain't got nothing on it. I ain't got no interest in it. Don't plan to have nothing on it later in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or Super Bowl week. So no, I should not be watching it. And I figured the people that I wanted to come up in here and touch tonight wouldn't be overly interested in Minnesota and Detroit tonight. I'm feeling better, but I'm not better. Yeah, I'm feeling better. The medicine's working. It's just not working on my foot, but it's working everywhere else. It's working in my hands, my arms, my legs. So shit, that's a good start. I'm anxious to get further off into the prescription, and then we'll really see if it's working or not. What up, OG Steve? What it do? It's crazy the bands you build with so-called rivals. Absolutely, baby. Like you said, you was locked up when Tookie was, well, you was in the county jail when Tookie got executed. So you know to get in. You know to get in. The playoffs go, the greatest show in Inglewood. Whose house? Rams house. Whose house? Rams house. New England Patriots, number 4 pick. They better not slip with Travis Hunter and that running back out of Boise State. You better not slip. The New England Patriots, boy, they're going to have a badass first-round pick. That's for sure. Even Scatterboo will work, right? But I would take Scatterboo probably. Maybe 4th or 5th. We'll see who the other teams draft, right? Moses, what about the Niners? Bang, bang. It ain't the Niner game, that's for sure. West Bay, voice of reason. What up with it? Moses Soul Rice from the Bay too, man. It's my Bay Area connection right there. Him and Shaniqua. But Crystal, what's up with you? How y'all doing, man? How y'all doing? We definitely create a lot of bonds when we go to jail. And once again, I forgot to send OG Q's the link. He wants to watch us. He enjoyed last night's show. He thought I was very funny. He said he liked the way I was getting down. Shout out Big U son, number 0, Agent 0, baby, for his first interception, his first career NFL interception. Man, and you know what's crazy? We talked about him and Big U on the sports channel before last night. And boom, I bring him up. I bring up Henley out there balling. I expect him to have a huge contract. He's the best player they have on defense. He's one of the best middle linebackers in all of football or linebackers, period. And boom, he comes and gets his interception. Right on time, man. I led y'all right into that interception. So, yeah, shout out Dayon Henley for sure, for sure. I'm glad to see he's still balling, man. I expect him to get a huge contract, bro. Let me see. I'm trying to find out. Okay, I'm on YouTube. Oh, I got cartoon on still. Okay. So, I'm trying to get to my channel. My channel. Visit channel. All right. Live videos. And it's always hard for me to find a video to send the cutes. Okay. View channel. Got it. Share video with cutes. All right, done deal. What up? Black Native, what up? What up, what up? This 702. Who got you? Who got you? Talk to me. Who got you? What's up, cuz? How about them Vikings? This ain't 98. We here. Tell the Detroit fans that, man. Don't tell me about it. Purple people eaters have a good defense, man. They got to be like top 2 or 3 defenses in the league. Whether the numbers say it or not, they are definitely one of the best defenses in NFL this season. So I expect them to do something good in the postseason. Stock up on those flu meds now. Oh, yeah, it's been spreading for a while. I think they just now are really announcing it. I don't know. Haven't been watching a lot of news. Honestly, Henley is on point. He is the best linebacker in the league. That's a big statement. That's good. That's good. I'm glad you agree. Michelle Endless Vista, what up with you? So, is that who you saying got you? You got the flu? Well, it's been going on because if you notice, like since I've been going to the hospital doctor, you see a lot more people wearing the mask, and you hear a lot of people talking about it. I'm sick. Oh, it ain't nothing. Oh, it's going around. The flu going around. Now, it's like everywhere you turn, everybody's saying it. So yeah, hopefully you take care of yourself. You got all the ancient remedies, all your ancestors' remedies. Go get rid of that shit. You see how quick I got rid of mine. Now you misses Dr. 702. Let's see how quick you get rid of yours. Some Theraflu and some tea did the trick for me pretty damn quick and sufficient. I want you to try that if your remedy don't work, 702. Anessa, what up with you? Okay, that's Q's text me that he got the video. Shout out OG Q's, man. Sorry about sending you the link a little late, just like last time. 9 minutes in. I'm just now getting you the link. But hey, you ain't missing nothing. You ain't missing nothing but my boring ass, man. But Q said I was funny last night. He tried to pump me up to be funny tonight. I'm like, nah, Q's. I don't know if I could be funny tonight. That should just be in me sometime. I don't know what it is. Just be in me, though. What Michelle at? I don't see Michelle. Michelle up in here. Michelle tight. I don't see you, baby. I don't see you. Yeah, Black Native, you know what's up. You remember when the Europeans brought disease over here? They tricked us and duped us and spread disease to us. Starbucks drink medicine ball. That's the cure. Caught it early Friday. Sunday, I'm feeling all right. See what I'm saying, baby E? See what I'm saying? Simple remedies. It's just about taking care of yourself. And by now, we should all know what works for us, right? What worked for you might not work for me. What worked for me might not work for you. But there's some simple remedies out there. And then there's the ancient old remedies. You know, find one and get it, but definitely get your rest and drink water. I forgot about the medicine balls. See, she got so many remedies, she forgot all about the medicine balls. How about them Commanders? Did they win? Because they were looking like shit when I turned the TV on. Yeah. What is OSG SAG, man? I seen SAG live, but I was working on something. I got a video coming out for y'all on Tuesday. I think some of you killers might like it. I don't know if the women will like it, but the killers will like it. You know, those is interested in different names from the 60s will like it. I'm sure, I guess. But yeah, I got to get back into the mode of getting these stories out there. You know, Cartoon been so consistent for a couple of years now. He's just steady going. 2-3 videos a day. I can't do it, man. I can't think right. I gotta sit back and make sure my dates and timing and setting is right. I gotta really be into it to tell a story. Like Q's wanted me to tell a jail story and a street story tonight. He said that would be good for y'all. I'm like, I don't know, Q's. I don't know if I can do that, Q's. What story could I tell? We drink what? Vermont's in Michigan? I don't know what that is. Was watching a documentary on Waterhead Bow. That was deep. Him and Melvin Butler. Mm-hmm. Anybody know Whitey has responded to any of the videos in regard to his interview? Y'all not even typing tonight. I'm disappointed in y'all. Maybe dude was right. I shouldn't have came on while the football game on. I still don't see Michelle in here. Y'all shouting out Michelle. I don't see Michelle. Where Michelle at? Maybe my feed is tripping up. I don't see no comments moving. Normally it'd be so many comments I can't even read this shit. Maybe I'm talking to myself. Oh, there we go. There we go. I see Crystal's comment. I was like, maybe my computer froze. Maybe my Wi-Fi went out. And I'm dead serious. I really thought that. Like shit. But nah, I think Whitey ain't about to go back and forth with the I want to repeat that. 2-part series, how the Bloods and Crips started, and then your life story. How the Bloods and Crips started? Shit, I don't know how the Bloods and Crips started. Kev, I think KC let Denver win. Of course, because they didn't want Cincinnati to make it. Interesting. But yeah, they was letting Denver win anyway. I think we knew all week that Denver was going to win that game and win it convincingly because Kansas City had announced that, they wasn't trying to win, but to throw Cincinnati in there, that makes sense, Mr. Hawkins. That make a lot of sense. Angeles Vista Michelle, not HBIC Michelle. Oh, I'm so dumb. I'm dumb as hell. My bad. Thank you, 702. See, you good for something around here. Thank you, sweetie. OG Steve say we here, cuz. I know. I just didn't know for a minute. I didn't. I don't know what y'all was waiting for me to talk about, but usually the comment section helps steer me in the direction in which y'all want the conversation to go. No trolls tonight? Oh, no trolls tonight. Trolls must be football fans. I get it. Antoine Foster, greetings, sir. Greetings. I'm on my Mr. and my Sir kick tonight. I'm gonna help y'all get Western Ave and some stiletto. Man, I was like, damn, like you was kind of on Wild Queen last night. I'm like, man, 702, you poking a bear. Over there poking a bear. I just finished watching a video about the grim sleeper on the Hood Politics channel. He was a serial killer in South LA inside. Yes, he was. If you watch my Monster Cody video, he mentioned a grim sleeper and said he came from his neighborhood, that area that's in the gang world controlled by the A-Train gangsters. Yep. That's Captain Cole right there. Let me know he's working on my intro that I asked for. So I like to have the intros ready before I do the stories, because if I get to wait on him or anybody else, like if Baby S is gonna send me some articles or pictures, I'm a right now type of guy. So if I don't have all the equipment that I need for a video right then and there, I just go on and leave all that stuff out. So hopefully Captain Cole finishes this intro song, because I want to do some stories tomorrow. What it do, Big Kev Mac and everyone. JC, what up with it? Kev Mac first movie in theaters or Amazon? Kev Mac's first movie in theaters or Amazon? I don't watch movies on Amazon, so it would have to be a theater. Brick City, you stay high, and I'm waiting on you to circle back. What it do, Mac Heads? Mike Pina, what up with it? Yeah, we had numbers up in here last night, too. That's why I did 2 hours. I'm like, all right, I'll stick around. You know, y'all made it kind of interesting last night. Did Packers make the playoffs? I have no idea. I didn't watch football. I have no idea. I watched a little bit of the Redskins game and a little bit of the... Who's the Cowboys play? The Redskins? Packers game. I did watch a little bit of the Packers game. 49ers game. 49. I don't even remember who played who. Shit. But the Bears got 5 wins. How many did I predict the Bears would have this year? God damn it. Somebody give me some props. Y'all always telling me about you don't like Detroit, you don't like golf, you this, you that. God damn it, y'all don't never tell me. You was right. You said 5 wins. Y'all don't never come in here and stroke me like that. 5 wins. Perfect prediction. Perfecto. Perfecto. Y'all talking about the Bears was going to win 7, 8, 9, 10 games. Man, if y'all don't get out of here. Everyone was remembering their favorite interview story. Yeah, that was pretty good. I liked that. Miss 702 enjoyed that. I was saying to myself, we should have had a topic that said that. It said, let's remember or remembering our past interviews and stories. That was pretty good. That was pretty interesting. Surprised nobody said OG Q's. Man, y'all used to love OG Q's stories and OG Q's interview. Man, y'all didn't even give OG Q's no love last night. But we'll take all the love for OG Q's tonight, though. I did get a homeboy out of Compton, right? One of Compton Crips hit me up, and he had told me, he said, man, and I'm just saying what he said. I've heard others say the same, too, but I've also heard some on the other side of the fence. But he said, man, my homie hit me up. He said, man, out of all the interviews I ever seen, all these dudes from different sets, areas, age brackets, he said cutes. And he only said cutes. He said cutes is the most accurate out of everybody he's ever seen interviewed. You know, that type of shit just makes me feel proud of myself, proud of my homeboy Cutes, proud of all the dudes that used to tell me about Cutes throughout the decades, where he was just like a mythical figure to me. Um, he's a homeboy to some of my bigger homeboy, my older homeboys. That just makes me feel good. And all the research I've done on Cutes, to hear that really makes me feel good, especially after the naysayers in the beginning. Uh, and I was reading something I wrote down, man. I wrote something down. I don't know why I wrote it down, but it's actually about Cutes and me hearing the Cutes and me meeting Cutes and doing that interview with Pookie. I don't know why I wrote that shit down, but I wrote it down and I stumbled across it last night. So I was like, maybe, oh, I know what it was. Cuse wants me to go to my book and pick a story, a random story out my book, and tell a story about that tonight. So maybe I'll do that. OGQ stayed down with us when everyone else came and went. Absolutely, he did. That's why I love Cuse, man. Okay, the Commander's backup was driving them down the field and played better than Daniels. Kev man, I might get some birds. I fed 2 pigeons, and every time I opened the window, they popped up. I was looking at some of my pigeon pictures, and I got some half-ass pictures of my old pigeon cage, but I don't want to show that. I want to find pictures of my last pigeon cage. That pigeon cage was fire. I'm glad the Patriots fired Mayo. Yeah, he kind of deserved it. He should be more like a defensive coach or a linebackers coach. But he also didn't have a lot of time and he didn't have a lot of help. He didn't have no players on the field. He didn't draft his players. But I think they're going to get a really, really good first round draft pick. It's going to be one of the Heisman candidates, I believe. And hopefully they have a good second round. You know what I mean? Hopefully they don't owe nobody that first round pick. The Raiders slid down to number 6, I believe. I hope Pierce getting fired. There's no way they keeping Pierce, man. Pierce looks so stupid up there. And I was all for Pierce. I was all for Pierce at the end of last season and advocated for him this season, but I did a 360 on that one, or 180. Kev had to put money on my baby mama books. She got locked up for a second. At least you put money on her books, though, man. I ain't got nothing but respect for you for that. You feel me? Never mind she went to jail or what she went to jail for. But a brother staying down for his girl, I love that shit. I love that. That's what's up. Yes, sir. OG Cuse is a legit staple and reputable general about that LA gang life and a standard for LA gang reputables for show. And to turn his life around, to stay away from drugs, to go to work every day and be there early and raise, man, I don't know, raise is the right word, but to take care of all them dogs, stray dogs, man, yeah, Cute's a good dude, man. Cute spans over multiple generations, and his words, history, and wisdom is needed. I agree with that. I agree. If I've ever heard a true honest cat, it's OG Cute's honorable. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I hope Cute's is listening. That's good, though. I feel like I had to stay on Cutes and get more of his story out there for you guys to really see it and embrace him and trust just about all of his history. Magnificent Seven in the house. B say facts. Lunatic Frank old enough for 60 history. Yeah. He's old enough. He was part of the fabric. You know what I'm saying? Monster Cody mentions him. He's pretty well known. A lot of homies got stories on Lunatic Frank and Moncrief. Papoose is the perfect example of supporting his wife while she served time. Facts. What up, Kev? What up, y'all? What up, Rob Moses? What it do? What it do? Yep. Man. Black warrior spirit. Hey, I always ask this question, and I may not give a story to your liking, but most of the time I ask, you guys don't tell me what you want to hear. What type of stories you guys want from me this month or this week? Any suggestions? I'm not saying I'll do it. I'm just trying to figure out what type of content y'all want. How can we run these numbers up? How can we make this channel hot again? That's cool. You could watch Jerry Goff and Kev Mack at the same time. I appreciate it. Rest in peace, Jimmy. Jimmy made it to 100. Triple OG interview. We ain't getting no triple OG interview. I said stories. We ain't getting no triple OG interview. People want to interview me. They don't want me interviewing them. Riding motorcycles, I never rode motorcycles. I mean, I stole my brother's dirt bike one time and went up the Zodi's Trail and fell off that sucker. Kev Mack and Roscoe Chronicles. I be trying to think of some more Roscoe stories. I really, for real, can't think of many more that I could actually tell. Kev Mack, what you doing? Keep doing what you're doing at Big Kev Mack. Thank you, Black Warrior Spirit. Mac, 7 stories in history mixed up in with your personal funny or upcoming stories. Grape Street, my bad. What up, Grape Street? What about Grape Street? Stories about Grape Street? Yeah, but Remy was serving up the coochie to a Dollar Tree version of Papoose, as sound as she got out like a smut bucket. No loyalty. Got these homemade chili dogs popping. Man, no way. Ah, man, keep that chili dog away from me. That red meat ain't good for me no more, man. I'm cool. I used to love hot dogs, chili dogs, mustard and relish. Nah, Kev, you're right about family stories. Maybe the oldest bro story. I be trying to think about some oldest bro stories. As I was going through pictures today, I found quite a few pictures scattered out of Big Bro. Of course, if I go do a story on him, I probably won't find the pictures today. Kid Rock coming out in a couple months. That's what's up. They say Angel Reese is a 304. She appears to be, but I don't think she's that stupid. I really don't. But she appears to be because she go to all these events and she always with a sports celebrity dude somewhere around her or on her shoulder, right? But I like what she doing, man. I like what she doing. And if she a hoe, what do we care? Are we mad we ain't getting none or what? Are we mad she not saving it for her real boyfriend or what? I believe Shaq probably had her many a times. He was going to LSU for a reason, and they still be together. There's something behind that. If I don't see them on no commercials together. Chicano 2, what up? Salinas Valley, what up, what up, what up, what up to all my Salinas viewers. Never forget that night I spent the night in Salinas Valley, man. Wicked ass hotel, man. Man, them dudes was trying to figure out who I was, man. They was watching me and staring at my room. Man, that was crazy. I always got to rep the 831. I mean, she do got the 304 spirit. Shit, ain't no question about that. Is she though? I don't know. It appears to be, but who cares? She ain't our girlfriend. She ain't playing on us. She ain't cheating on us. We ain't got to worry about getting nothing from her. I hope y'all ain't hating. That's what I'm talking about. Casey. I got 5 on it. I got 5 on it. When they pushed triple rack bunks, I knew it was more on. Man, them triple racks ain't nothing nice, man. I remember the first night I slept on a triple bunk in Wayside. Like now, do you want the top, the middle, or the bottom? Like the top is a little too high. If you're on the middle, you're going to have fools stepping over. If you're on the bottom, you're going to have 2 fools stepping over you. If you're on the top, you can see the whole, get down, you can see the whole dorm. See what everybody doing. OG Steve, I'm agreeing with ya. Kev, have you ever been close to marriage? Yeah, I've been close to marriage quite a few times. I was going to marry the girl when I thought I won the lotto. She was a 3 or 4 for real. Like, man, but she had me whipped. You know what I'm saying? She had me whipped. I was 20. I was in my 20s. Then I was going to marry my first baby mama twice. Both times I got locked up. God was saying, nigga, don't do it, nigga. That ain't the one for you. That ain't going to work. God spared me. So it didn't work, man. It didn't work. And then, one female I was messing with in Compton, I wasn't close to marrying her, but actually it's another one too. But there was always the thought, like, should I marry her? But she was too hood, meaning she grew up in Compton. She had a lot of Compton homeboys and play uncles and shit. So that kind of deterred me. And then I met this other girl who actually had a baby by one of my homeboys, but I didn't know that. And I told y'all that story on the live that she told me she had this huge bank account. She owned a house and a condo, and I believed it. And I had bought a house in Vegas, so I was going to sell the house in Vegas and live with her. And, my money's cool, her money cool. We ain't got the trip. And then I found out she was lying, so I had to run from that. Like, nigga, I don't like liars anyway. But to lie under the assumption that we was going to be straight, I'm thinking my future's straight, my future's cool. Nah. So I had to run from that one. Yeah, so 5 times, really 4 times, and thought about another. Man can chill, always a buster. Huh? That flick with the 5.0. Man, I ran across my 5.0 when it was red, glossy with the chrome days. Ran across it today. I started to pull it out. Man, that sucker was clean. But it's back in a stack of pictures. It'd be hard for me to find now. Randy, good looking out. I got 5 on it. Y'all gonna make me sing that song all night. I got 5 on it. What's your favorite go-to for the merch between screen print, etc.? Hoodie fly. Screen print. I like screen print. I don't like that laser print shit. Dragon Low, long time no see. What up with it? Pirate, what up? Man, you said God said hell no, huh? Man. What's your favorite go-to merch? Yeah, I like the silk screen, man. I like embroidery. Yeah, I do like embroidery. It's a little more expensive, but embroidery is gonna last a lot longer. She definitely not focused on basketball. I've seen a few people say that, and I'm like, she's still performing though. She's still getting paid. So I don't know how she's not focused on basketball. You can be focused on 2 things. And WNBA ladies, they don't get a lot of money. So shit, who's gonna dedicate their life to the WNBA if they're not making men type of money. You feel me? So they not finna spend all their life working on a basketball game because they're not getting paid millions like the men. So I think it's all right for her to focus on something else. She should focus on 304, extra money for her. She could focus on being a model. It's possible. She could focus on some endorsements. However, sexualizing herself is probably gonna hurt a lot of her could be or would be endorsements. But I mean, she keep it real. She just having fun, man. Let her have her fun. You gotta think about it. She's still young. Look at all these gang members, how dumb we was when we was her age. She got a career ahead of her, and she got a check that's legal. You feel me? So I can't hate on her or say much bad about her when I realized what type of lifestyle we led. Shit, we was out there fucking too. The hell? Nigga, we didn't just concentrate on cripping. We concentrated on getting some money too. We had our focus was on more than one thing. Relationships, cars, kids. I don't think the lady's doing much wrong. Like I said the other night, my only issue with her is she throws these fits about how the men are sexualizing the WNBA, but she's sitting there half naked, showing cleavage and see-through shit, see-through lace and all that. But you're making it that way yourself. Like, so she's a little off in the head a little bit with her thoughts. She needs to sit back and rethink that, and probably should come out and admit that she made a mistake with that, or just realize and admit to herself that women are trying to be sexy. Women are competing. A lot of these young women now that's in the industry, meaning sports as well, or around it, are trying to find that man with some paper. Angel Reese gonna end up a lesbian. That's why I was thinking when they first said 304, I'm like, yeah, really? Because I see her that way too, TMC. I absolutely agree. I see it that way. If she don't get a good man or the right man right away, I definitely see her ending up like that, TMC. I agree. Chicano Tube, Happy New Year, Maniacs. Favorite interview or number one, Monster Cody. Triple OG Vacation, all parts. That's what's up. Joe Rockhead Johnson. Oh, I feel some Norteño bias right there. But yeah, shout out to Rockhead. That was an epic interview. It may not have been the best interview, and it may have been to some people, but it was epic because it raised the bar. Rockhead raised the bar for interviews, and Rockhead, a lot of people talking about CCO and all that stuff, stems from the Rockhead interview. Responding to what Rockhead had to say and wanting to go further and explore further into the CCO and other personalities that was hooked up in that. But Rockhead and Lil Doc are two of the few that actually gave the North their props and, talked about the interaction between the Crips and the Norteños back in the day and how some of the Norteños actually trained some of the Crips for war. I'm sure probably the Bloods too, but the brothers from down south. And we don't hear people speak on that. We don't hear people give them props. So I think that was big for Rocky. I think that really helped the channel out at the time. Like Slick say, he made the channel go up. Well, before Slick was Rockhead. You feel me? Super chats, much appreciated. Thank you, guys. OG Steve, thank you. Hey, Mac, do you think the Crips could ever be united like it was in the set? Hell no. No, I don't think so. But it's a slight possibility. If everybody slowly gets on the same page, eventually it'll turn. You got to remember, they had gangs in New York. Then the hip-hop comes, and the gangs kind of die out till the Crips and Bloods come back. For a minute, it was a die-down period in L.A. You know, you had dudes. You didn't really have no hardcore dudes, but you had dudes pop locking, breakdancing, graffiti, stuff like that. Just a small dying down period because a lot of brothers was going to jail. A lot of brothers was going to jail, and other people was growing up, didn't know what direction they were going in life. Angel set a league rebounding record as a rookie, elite rebounder. Many female players experiment with other women in college. Once again, she can do two things at once. I don't have a problem with her being a YouTube personality or running around seeing different men and playing basketball. I don't think when you're in the WNBA, you have to devote your entire life to basketball. I'm sure she works out still. I think. Maybe I'm not sure. Because I don't see her making videos like I see some of the other girls. But I'll tell you this much. I can't think of the girl's name, but there's this one woman that was in the WNBA. I watched her in college and in the WNBA. I couldn't even tell you what team she played for no more. That's how far gone she is from the league. But she works out all the time. She always got videos, And she dedicated her life to basketball, and she ain't even in the damn league. So that tells you about Angel Reese's talent and how much her and Caitlin Clark got people watching and paying attention to them. By the way, this other girl thinks she's a model now too. So that's why the WNBA is sexualized. All these women that don't make it in the WNBA want to turn into models and wear see-through clothes and no bras and none of that. G-strings and shit. You know, I guess that's the fallback. Dennis Rodman woman like, all right. No one about Crips and Bloods until that propaganda movie Colors was released in 88. What's up with you, Monique Hill? What it do? Salute, peace, and blessings. And all the lovely ladies of KMV. Bro-in-law is Rams and wondering if it will be Vikings or Detroit. Bro-in-law is Rams and wondering if it will be Vikings in Detroit. Only one can go to the Super Bowl out of those two teams. TMC Lifestyle, you got connection to Big Ant and Lightbulb, Suma Fortnite? No, none of the three. I don't. Say what's up to your brother. You good? Unless you want that. Say what's up to your brother. You good? Unless you want that. Sean from Dago, what up? Happy New Year, Black Warriors. Be near it. Vikings on the ropes right now. Down goes Frazier. Lightbulb is Suma. I always get them confused. I don't know. Hannibal, salute. Lifestyle, appreciate you. Appreciate you all. An uppercut and the Vikings are asleep. I like that terminology, Rob. Vikings going to be all right in the playoffs, though. Guaranteed. Watch the Vikings do their thing. Detroit ain't going to the Super Bowl, man. I told y'all before, they're not going to the Super Bowl. So we're going to see. They're on the top of their game, playing the best they ever played in the history of their franchise. And Kevmac's hating. Kevmac does not believe in him. Kevmac does not trust golf or the Lions organization. Let's remember that. Have to put the blunt down and work on my spelling. Med time. Take care, KMV fan. All right, 702, take it easy. Vikings lose, and they are coming here to see our Rams. They going to whoop the Rams ass. Sorry to tell you. They coming to Inglewood, and they going to eat the Rams for dinner. I was pulling for the Rams, but not against the Vikings, though. I want to see the Rams make the playoffs. I don't want to see them beat the Vikings. I think the Vikings are the better team. I do like the receivers on the Rams. And, of course, I like the Rams quarterback. Who do you think will win in fight? I don't know about Clarissa Shields and Remy Ma. I don't know, bro. My homeboy mentioned that to me the other day. Rip Ryder is probably an Asian nerd. Ouch. Ask Rockhead to come back on. I miss his knowledge. Man, Rockhead been ducking us for what, 2 years now? 2.5 years? Or has it only been a year and a half? He's been ducking us for a while, man. I don't know what's up. I mean, I think I know what's up with it, but Rockhead's my homeboy, though, for real. Like, forget all this interview shit and coming on the channel. He really my homeboy. That's really my friend. Rockhead really a good dude, man. He's really a good friend. The Hoovers went ham against him. Ooh, he said they went ham against him. Don't come up in here and start no shit and won't be no shit. They all saying Clarissa will make easy work out of Remy. I believe them because they saying it. I believe them. Been a minute. Tell him, said much love, Mac. I'll let him know. He watches sometime. He'll hit me up and say, that's how you feel? Cuz that's how you feel? Or he'll say, you threw such and such under the bus. Why you throw such and such under the bus? So he be watching. He just don't chime in. Clarissa will go to jail if she fight Remy. Ouch. Man, we did 46 minutes already. It's crazy. Remy do got a little thickness to her. JS, shout out to you as well, homeboy. I'm getting sleepy as hell now, man. Shit. Dayon doing good. Got an interception there. Yeah, we spoke on that in the beginning of the show. And if you watched the sports channel last night, I was pumping him up, talking about what a great job he's done and how he's probably going to get a huge contract. So that was right on time. All that led right into today and his great performance. Queens of KMV, Crystal, Miss 702, and Nessa Jones, Monique in the building. What up, Aunt Odom? Gangs are just a microism of society. Democrats are a gang, Republicans are a gang. They will kill one another. They also have internal beefs. Yep. I thought you was going to say police are a gang, too. That's what I thought you was going to say. Let me look at Nessa fine ass real quick. Ooh. Big Aunt Odom, blessings, my brother. Does anybody know if Bam is back on? I know he's putting up shorts, but does anybody know? Are you getting back into working out? No, I think not. I don't think I ever work out again. Maybe if I have back surgery, if they feel like they could fix my sciatic nerve in my spine, which I know they can't fix my spine. So no, I don't plan on doing no working out. Oh, I haven't seen Bam go live, man. Tell Bam I send mine, man, and that I'm not getting notifications. Yeah. Kev, this internet thing done got real wild. Who would have ever thought? Not me, James. It went real wild. I told y'all, some of my friends, some of my good friends from childhood, always call and joke. They say, you started this shit. Look what you done. These dudes wouldn't have a platform and be going in on each other if it wasn't for you. I'd be like, man, it wasn't me. This ain't what I intended. You know, I had to go through the ringer to get to where I'm at, man. You feel me? It wasn't cool. People was mad. People didn't want to do interviews. People didn't want me doing interviews. People didn't want me putting pictures up. Shit, now it's an everyday thing, man. Yeah, they stay putting the blame on me, but they joke though. It's a joke. I could just call them. Yeah, but I don't want to call them, JC. Oh man, you know. I called Too Pretty Kenny. He don't ever want to talk to me. He invited me out for some barbecue dinner though last week. I declined. I said, no, Kenny, man, keep your money. Maybe some other time. I got, like I said, my 2025, I got to worry about me, man, my finances and my health, my car. I can't do what I've been doing, man, trying to appease everybody and hook up with everybody. That's what the meet and greet is for. We'll do it then. That way it's all done in one weekend. I can see how many other people that can make it to Vegas and get it over with. And I ain't got time to be hanging out with no casinos, no bars, no clubs, no parties, none of that shit. My health leaves me at a risk of injury, of not defending myself to my best of capabilities. I don't know where Michelle at. I think we on too early for Michelle. She's probably getting her feet rubbed on and stuff right now. Probably preparing, probably just finishing up dinner. Probably got to clean up after herself, you know. What do you think Mumpy could have been if he wasn't a gang member? I would say probably a college professor, probably, or a computer engineer, maybe. Kevin, your opinion, why do Crips and Dago get along, but Crips and LA don't? Is it history, years of conflict, multiple sets, the fact that Crips and San Diego are the minority, as LA Crips is the minority? Uh, I don't know. I just think different demographics approach gang banging differently. I think I think they probably weren't raised beefing with each other, and so it just they didn't have the split that we had in LA. He said his Mumpy died. What? JS, what? Why would you say that? A little of all the above, Sean. Yes, we on a health mission, Kev Mac, ourselves, our family, and lost homies. Yeah, Bubba Dub is cool. I didn't like him when I first got hip to him. I'm like, man, who is this corny dude? This weird ass dude. Then it seemed like he got better and he got funnier. And I actually liked the dude. Kim X, since you came on the scene, you the best. Everybody else is following. You know that. Thank you, Casey. How Gang Spread It State to State is a good documentary. Yeah. I'm sure a whole lot of people disagree with how it started. But definitely a good concept. That's a great concept. And it could be put together. But I'll tell you right now, everybody's not going to agree on whoever put it together. Probably the best way to do that is keep it very vague and not very specific. Kev on the walking tip, can you ride a bike these days? I don't have a bike. I'm pretty sure I could ride a bike. I used to ride a bike. So I left both my, I gave a little crazy boy my beach cruise, my swing beach cruiser. And I left my mountain bike in L's house. He put the bike outside in the rain and it got rusty and tore up. So I don't know. I don't ride bikes no more. for the Damus and the Lokes, for the six folds on spokes. Gang spreaded state to state through the 80s drug trade. Again, like I said, you could keep it very vague like that. And just, you could show the different cities that were affected by it or where the gang landed. But if you start saying such and such from such and such brought it out here to our city, it's going to be some bullshit. If you got some dudes saying, I went to LA for a summer and I picked it up from this OG down the street, it's going to be a bunch of bullshit. I don't have any upcoming interviews, TMC. SAG wants to do an interview. That's about it, man. I don't have no interviews. Little Caesar may come down in a couple months, maybe. But new interviews, no, I don't have any. I don't have any lined up. Don't expect any either. I love the bike. I love the bike. Definitely love the bike. The military helped spread it to enlisted people moving and taking their affiliated teams with them. Black Warrior, you called what SD set was they from? Believe it or not, had 60s. Where he from? East Riverside in the building. What up, Mr. Sims? What it do? What it do? What it do? Keep those life stories jumping. What do you mean by life stories? Just my stories, period? What do you mean by life stories? Please clarify. Let me know. Mm. Do you know how much tart cherry juice costs? That's how you know it works. Based on the price? Finna move to North Carolina by the summer. Excited for a new start. That's what's up, man. I know a few people in North Carolina. That's cool, homeboy. I wanted to visit North Carolina last year. I didn't make no plans, so maybe this year. They be lying all the time about how it's spread in Texas. It's a damn shame. Most of them be too young. See what I'm saying? James is setting the stage right there. You're going to get a lot of that from a lot of different people, man. Older dudes going to have a different version from the younger dudes. This set's going to have a different version from this set. Some dudes going to be saying this set was official at such and such time. Others going to say, no, it wasn't. And they're going to say, this dude bought it here. No, he didn't. That's what I'm saying. So although it's a great idea, I think it's going to be very dumb and non-productive. I knew many solid brothers in the military that was about that LA gang life, but they knew how to move right. Yeah, I got that in my fridge right now. Cherry tart juice, good for your body. I'm from London, but my mom has lived in North Carolina since the 2000s. Eric Lange, what up with it? Man, my ears itching. Sprung the book off Amazon, correct? Yes, sir. Sprung by KevMac on Amazon. You already did Queen Street, Double I, and Brick City. What else they need? That's where everyone should follow the blueprint and put the history out there and make sure it's factual information, not hearsay. Where's the 60s in Memphis when you went to visit your pop? I didn't run across no 60s in Memphis other than my homeboy from the turf, Nutty Boy. And then when the homie Baby S-Mac came out there, but I didn't run across no 60s. I didn't know it was a set from the 60s in Memphis. All I used to see was Hoover and that Star and Crown and all that stuff. I didn't see no 60s or know about no 60s out there. As much as y'all love sports, y'all should try to hook up. Oh, 31-9 Detroit, 5 minutes to go. Oh, that's bad. That's bad right there. Yeah, I don't know. They had some 9-0s in Tennessee. Some Grape Streets was out there too. I didn't run across no hoovers of grapes, but I seen they writing on the walls and on cement. Kev, let me play Raymond Watson. I don't have a movie. I'm not making a movie, my brother. And whoever played Raymond got to be the best actor ever. I think that Star Crown of Latin Kings. I think he wants to co-host. Who wants to co-host? Have you heard from dude since you and Slick grilled him? Man, I was like, nah, I ain't heard from him. He might be watching right now, though. I ain't heard from him. Oh, OSG SAG told me he think me and Slick would be a good show. He said we should probably go ahead and make that happen. Kev, what do you think about the name Kryptonite starting the name Crip? It's a story that I heard when I was a youngster, but I've never had anybody like really push that and make it sound real. But yeah, I've heard that. I said that to you and Slick is hilarious. Been doing a lot of rewatching the past videos, seeing all the links in the early history. RT actually know him. Who's RT? Definitely a good show. Bring in Munchie and Spider to have a solid generational conversation. I don't know about that, bro. You guys be having a lot of good ideas, but I don't always share y'all vision. We was on them Kev All Hood magazines when I was in to help us get to absolutely Black Warrior Spirit. You're a real one for saying that. Because a lot of Army dudes, a lot of dudes in Kuwait, what's that other one? They used to, even in Germany, they used to order the magazines, man. Real talk. Good looking out, Mr. Sims. Appreciate that. On your way out to North Carolina. Appreciate it. Candace, what up, sweetheart? What up with you? Real talk, though, the Army man used to always order the magazines. You know what's funny? Like dudes in other countries in the U.S. Army or, Marines or Navy or whatever, and they was buying these magazines, and I was sending them overseas before I stopped. But dudes in the feds would tell lies on me, say, Kevmac is keeping the money, Kevmac ain't sending them back. That was a damn lie. I had stacks of magazines that were sent back to me. That's your fault if you know your institution is not going to allow them type of magazines. That's your fault. And I could refund your money, but the problem is I spend the money on shipping the magazine to you. So, shit, we at a standstill now. You want your magazine back? Send the shipping money again. So I had some homies, Lil Waco, Tim, a couple other dudes say, man, they say you was a crook in there. Yeah, I'm a crook. I've been a crook. But I ain't stealing no goddamn magazine. I still got magazines. Well, not really, but I still got one box of magazines. What the hell was I stealing magazines for? You can't sell them if you're stealing them. Whole box. My back's too weak to pick the box up, though. You heard Q say he's seen it in there. Lil Fee, I used to send them a Lil Fee. They used to snatch the covers off, though. They didn't want Lil Fee to have the covers. These magazines ain't real thin, so I guess, veterans in there can make knives out of my covers. Can we get them off the site? I don't have a site no more, man. Wasn't nobody buying nothing, so that was just a wasted money every month. So I cut it off. I ordered your book off Amazon last night. I can't wait to ride. Thank you, Candace. Thank you. Appreciate it. I really was talking to the men about buying it, though, not the women. But yeah. Good looking out, Candace. It's a good read. Like I said, if you're into names of different 60s or you are interested in my lifestyle, I think it's a good book. Or if you're into gambling, it's a good book. If you're not into gambling, I think it's going to throw you for a few loops. You kind of lose interest. You have to skip past the gambling parts as far as in the casino goes and betting sports. Other than that, man, it's a good read. I didn't realize I name dropped in there, but obviously no homies got mad their name was in there. Obviously nobody had no blowback about the book because not one person ever got at me about it. And we got a big hood, so they would have been and got at me about it. Got to make an audio book for the truck drivers. Yeah, that's what some people say. But Shotty Mac say, Sprung is the business. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. I'm going to read the whole book. That's what I'm talking about, Candace. They've been stealing from us for decades. Oh, that's another thing, too. Some of the officers in the state, they used to steal the magazine. They would keep the magazines, man. I'm like, that's low down and dirty. Why don't they buy a subscription? Jam Master J. Good looking out, Jam Master J. Appreciate you, my brother. And to keep it real, your voice reading, man, you're going to make me get the book and find a story. I ain't going to tell no story. And I don't have my glasses anyway. What would be a good story to tell if I was to do a story tonight? See, if I do a story, I got to tell y'all the specifics. Big Slip Rock, Atlantic City, tough times. I don't want to ruin the book for Candace anyway. Baseball parlay. You can tell by my writings that I really love sports because some of the hood stories is like a page and 2 pages and a half. I start talking about sports. Now you got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You get some pages. I start talking about sports. Man, you know who y'all talk about YouTube and my influence on YouTube and opening up doors. This brother right here, he opened up a lot of doors for us to write books. This brother right here, he did that. His book allowed a lot of gang members, Crip and Blood, to write books. Of course, George Jackson wrote books and stuff, but that wasn't a Crip thing. It wasn't for us to do that. But now, lots and lots of Crips and Bloods got books. You can get AI to read the book now, kid. I don't know how to do that. Why don't you email me and tell me how? I'll get AI to read the book for you. Tell the story about you getting shot at in front of the house while your homies was in the back shooting dice. Yeah, that was an interesting day for the fact that, skip all this stuff that happened. But once I get shot at and I dive on the ground, I survive, I had a pager. So this is when pagers was still relevant. And, pagers had that clip on there. And in that clip, you got the little metal thing that holds the clip in there that opens and closes. I dive on the ground, the shooting stop, and I go to the backyard. I think I'm hit. I'm holding my side like, damn. And my homie Shawnee Mac, he said, you got hit? I said, I don't know, cuz, I don't know. I feel like I got hit. I think I got hit. And he said, let me see. So I moved my hands. Oh, cuz, you ain't hit. Like he wanted me to be hit. Like he was excited I got hit. I'm like, cool. What happened was that clip scraped my skin. It it pinched my skin, and it broke my skin. And so now I'm looking for my beeper. My beeper used to be popping. I probably was at the height of selling rocks when that happened, because my shit used to pop. One of them thirsty dudes. You talking about rich rolling. You talking about dudes getting money. You talking about dudes, we shooting hundreds, 1 to 300 a fade. You know what I'm saying? And probably bet around the board. You might bet 12, 13, 1400 around the board on one roll. And they stole my pager. I was like, that's some bullshit. So this is what happened. So I hit the block. The block is full this day, man. Man, you got Thunderbirds, you got Monte Carlos, you got luxury sports, you got buckets, you got all these cars on the block, right off of 60th Street. So I end up parking at the end of the block. And like it ain't no bad area, so you don't have to really worry about it. But Centinela Park families will slide through there. You know what I'm saying? That's about it. Them probably the only ones you really got to worry about. And it wasn't a whole lot of them. And they only gonna really come through randomly. They're not gonna come through often, unless it's at the height of a conflict. So I get out. And in my mind, I'm thinking, like I'm parking a little too far. I usually like to park close near the crap game, right? And I didn't have no pistol on me that day, no pistol. I parked, and there's this car coming. It was like a Cutlass. It was a Cutlass, but it wasn't a regular Cutlass that you think about, the 2-door. This was like a 4-door Cutlass. And they coming up 60th Street going west, coming toward me. As I go down the street, Keniston, I'm thinking it's the homies, because they got on S hats and they got blue rags tied around their neck and their face. And we were in conflict at the time. We had some inner turmoil going on, and beef with other borderline sets at the time. CPS being one of them. And they yell out, 60s. I mean, I see the hats, but that was kind of weird. You don't have to yell out. What are you yelling out 60s for? I already think you the homies. Y'all look like the homies. So that was kind of like a dead giveaway, but I don't run. Running in a black community is like cowardice. It's like you a punk. It's like we expect you to stand there and get killed. We expect you to get your head blown off before you run. I don't know why we like that. I don't know how we was taught that shit. But so I'm on the sidewalk. They coming down the street, middle of the street. They hit the car like damn near on 2 wheels. The suspension go down, and the wheels are squeaking, squelching, however you say it. And they got right up on me. And the driver's bust on me. And then I remember, I look at the back seat, because he had his window down, and dudes start getting off on me too. And they not far from me. Them niggas can't shoot. If you still alive and you remember that day, you might want to try to chip me again, because nigga, you couldn't shoot back then. But they was right there on me. Boom, by the time they finished shooting, they shot out all the back, not all, but they shot out the back window of Killer Dave. Killer Dave's still living. That's Big Cal's older brother, and that was their house that we was shooting dice at, where they shot at me at. They shot out his back window. I don't know why I keep saying windows. Shot out his back window, shot his house window. Bullet went through the house, and didn't hit me. They didn't hit me. But homies was in the backyard, and homies wasn't gonna come out while the shooting was going on. They came out after the shooting. Yeah, that's all it is a demo. That's all it is. Call me when they make it to the Super Bowl. I believe in the playoffs, the Vikings going to turn up. That's what I believe. Black Warrior Spirit, good looking out. I could tell the story better. I just really wasn't in the mood when the homie asked me to tell that story. Don't say we, you. What you mean, 12? What you talking about? What did I say? Know about you, Kev Mac, fired up a dip. It was a rap, zooted and booted. Yeah, dead giveaway if they holler your set. But see, the problem is, after the fact, so you got to think two things. So did these enemies go out and buy S hats or steal S hats? It's possible they stole them, but do these enemies go out and buy blue rags and S hats? I don't think so. But like you said, it was a dead giveaway that they wasn't 60s. But at the same time, since we had inner turmoil going on, maybe it was some 60s that came through the bus on me. Maybe not. Maybe though. You feel me? But by them yelling out the hood so fast and the way they yelled it, I tend to believe they was not from the set. They had me though. I gave it up and everything. What's up, cuz? Didn't know who they was, but what's up, cuz? Boom, 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 boom. Man, that driver should be mad at both of them. He should slap them niggas right now if they still living. Like, nigga, you let Kevmac get away, nigga. He got Kevmac videos now, fool. We had him. We was right there on him, nigga. If the police came, them niggas didn't have no case. They would have went to jail for having gunpowder smells in the car. Oh, my goodness. Serious question. Do you think as a youth, we don't grasp the concept of the severity of the things we are doing, and by the time we wake up, most of the time it's too late, dead or in jail? Hell yeah. I talk about it all the time. Hey, what up, Dwayne? What up with you, man? What's going on with you, man? I would love to talk to you again, cousin. I got a question while you in here typing. Did you send that video to our auntie? Because my auntie told me she seen the video and she subscribed to the channel. I was so embarrassed. I'm like, oh no. I told her, I said, I told you that I speak some bad language. I'm very vulgar and I don't want you guys watching the channel. She said she supported me. I'm like, ouch, man. Now I can't talk about family members no more. I can't cuss no more. I can't talk about digging out a girl. I just can't do it no more. She probably watching now like, oh boy, this boy is insane. Because we got a very God-fearing family. We got people that are really in tune with the church and just living righteously. And the stuff that I'm doing, they probably say he going to hell. Man, I told you, man. I asked them not to watch my videos. Don't subscribe, man. Don't send them no more videos, man. Please don't do it. Please don't do that. Cousin, I'm asking you with all sincerity. I know you support me, but you can't support this right here, man. That's not how we was raised in mother's house or your mother's house. That's not how we was raised, man. Like you told me one time, it was a particular lifestyle that you led. And when you told auntie, she said, oh, no, you never did that. You wouldn't do that because they don't know and believe what type of animals we were coming up. They don't believe that we danced with the devil. They don't believe that we were criminals. They're in denial. And my mouth, we don't talk about sex and all that stuff with our family. And then I'm on here like outrageous. They think differently of me. And I told our auntie that. I said, you think different of me if you watch my videos. And I don't want them to know me that way. I don't mind if my kids know me that way. They're my kids. I'm the daddy. You are the father. Kevmac, you are the father. So I don't mind my offspring, but the aunties and them, I have put it like this, Mr. Wooten. I have a respect for our aunties, our elders in the family. By the way, I found two pictures. I found two pictures of our grandmother's uncles. They was gangster without question. They was gangster. I don't care what our aunties and cousins say. Our uncles, aunties, and cousins say. You look at these pictures, they was gangsters. And I found out, I was reading, you was a pallbearer. You was a pallbearer for your mother's auntie, our grandmother's sister. You was a pallbearer in 1983. I didn't even know I had her obituary. So I spent time reading obituary today and seeing that you was a pallbearer. Uncle Bubba and another one too. You know his name. I don't know his name. I think Claude was in there, brother. Our grandmother's brother was in there, I think. I think my father was in there as well. But anyway, they came. See, my father was born in 42. What year was your mom born? 41, 40, 40, or 41? My father was born in 42. And he told me he came to LA when he was 7 years old, which is 1949. But I see that our grandmother's sister moved to LA in 1947. Uncle Sugar and Uncle Bubba. You know they ain't from LA. Uncle Sugar. Man, you get ran out of LA with a name like Sugar. Oh, sweet ass uncle. But yeah, they came to LA in 1947, and this is my first time knowing that. But I knew her uncle had came to LA in the early 40s. And I found two pictures of them today. And for the life of me, I don't know why I didn't put them together or set them aside. But I found those two pictures. And I'm like, oh, wow. How our aunties and them didn't know he was a gambler and a gangster. You feel me? I'm like, so my next step, right? Up in the digging. I got their names. I don't know which is which, but I got their real name. I'm finna dig off into their history and stuff, man. That's my next move, right? Like I could never get enough of following up on our family. Oh man, I thought I sent these pictures and stuff out. Yeah. So here go one. Here go one of our uncles. How they didn't know he was gangster? He looking like them fools from Harlem, New York. How they didn't know he was a gangster, a gambler, a hoodlum. And here go the other one. He looked like a gangster too. He just looked like a nicer gangster. And they was born in Bastrop, Texas. I know Pops and Auntie was born in Bastrop, Texas. I didn't know all of them was born in Bastrop. So our roots in Bastrop are very, very, very deep. Here go the other uncle. I don't know if y'all can see that, but that's the other uncle. Man, you look at these dudes, man. You look at these dudes, you can't tell me they wasn't gangsters. Grandma didn't lie. Grandma told me the truth. Grandma just didn't tell them what type of dudes her uncle was. They came to LA early on for a reason. And you can see dude is around liquor. He's around little soda pop. Soda was 5 cents back then. He was out here getting paper when soda was 5 cents. Careful, Kev, your picture is going to get stolen by that guy in Florida. He can steal these. He won't know their name or nothing. What are you going to do? Say, this Kev Mac's grandmama's uncle. This Kev Mac granddaddy, great-great-granddaddy is some shit. Our relatives from the South were straight gangster, the men and the women. Kev, you been on Ancestry.com? Yeah, of course. Of course I have. That's where S-Mac get a lot of my, I give him the leads and he get a lot of my stuff. Yeah, see, because you older than me. You was born in the 50s. and you was right there with your mom, and your mom was still in touch with the family in Texas. My father was not. So I don't know the history that you know. I don't know the people that you know. And I was young when our grandmother's sisters and brothers was doing their thing when they died. 1983, I was 15 years old. And I vaguely remember her mother. I remember them from not having a leg from diabetes or something. I remember our grandmother got into it with her sister about being in a coma and losing a year or two, and they had all type of arguments about their age and stuff. Kev, sell me some of your sports car. Man, I found a Fernando Valenzuela Fleer 1987 card today. If I'd known I had that card, I would have been posting it when Fernando died. But yeah, I got a lot of stuff. So y'all can imagine how much stuff I threw away because of all the moving and stuff. And then when my back got hurt, stuff is just too heavy and it's too trashy, having a bunch of junk. And so I threw a lot of stuff away, but I kept a whole lot of stuff. You see, I got tons of pictures and obituaries and all type of stuff. But yeah, but I'm glad my cousin checked in today. Thanks for checking in and supporting your young cousin, man. By the way, he's off the low bottoms, east side. When I always talk about going to the east side, they were real gangsters. I thought you knew that period. Our whole family of gangsters were mostly gamblers. I didn't know that, but my grandmother told me. Our grandmother told me about that. But see, this is the whole point of me talking about that and speaking on that is I was at our grandmother's house after she passed. And our aunties, when I told them about it, our aunties were like, oh, no, that ain't true. They're like, and one of our uncles, no, that ain't true. She lying. Oh, no, I don't believe that. So basically, when they say she lying, they saying their mother lying. When they say I don't believe that, they think I'm lying. I ain't got no reason to lie. That's what my grandmama told me. Now, she could have told me some false information, but obviously it checks out. And you're confirming it for me as you much older and we haven't had these conversations. You used to tell us stories about how many of them died. See, I never heard those stories. I don't know how many of them died. But what I did know is through reading that obituary, we got some great aunties and great uncles and all kind of cousins in Fort Worth, Texas. And I ain't never met or talked to and don't know. So again, that's the next step to mess with all that. But I got these pictures from when my grandmother died and we were sitting around the table and she had so many pictures and my Aunt Renee took the bulk of all the pictures, but she told me, grab you a couple. And of course, when I grabbed them, she said, let me see. Okay, so I got a couple pictures. And I was like, wow, I got pictures of y'all, the Wootons. I got pictures of the Wootons. Nothing major, but, when your mom was young on the east side, may she rest in peace. Hey, Kev, did you say your mom's side was from New York before? My mother was born in New York, and my uncle was born in New York. But they're not, her mother and father was not from New York. To this day, I don't know how they ended up in New York. They got to New York some way, somehow. And when my mother, strangely enough, was a little girl, she came to Stockton, California. So I know a lot more about my mother's side. It's more natural for me now. My father's side, I'm still learning a lot. Kev, was your mom from the hood? Absolutely not. My mom predates Crips and Bloods by so far. Way, way far. No way. Now, I can agree with that, Mr. Wooten. I won't repeat it in case they watch. But yeah, definitely, Mr. Wooten, I agree with that. You should let me interview you one day, man. We could just do an interview on where you grew up and you being my cousin. You could talk about my father, my brother when he lived on the east side with y'all. You know, talk about when I was a crybaby. When you first found out I was hustling. When you bought my rims, my center lines from my Z, and you put on your Mazda. Talk about when I came to Louisiana and did those gang speeches for you. How did your mom feel about the 60s? She loved the 60s. The homies was always welcome at her house. There was a few that gave her vibes that she didn't really like and agree with, but she embraced all the homies. There was never a homie she said, you can't come over here or you can't come in my house. But there was homies where my mother said, you know, he only comes over here after midnight. Ain't nothing good gonna come from that. And she was right, too. Them homies are resting in peace. S.A. loved that Brentwood song. Kev, has L.A. always been super populated or it a gradual? No, it wasn't super populated, no. So gradual over time. Kev, you going to do a what you did the day of I believe I am. I thought that was a good topic Cartoon had, but my story is going to be far different from his. Kev, who was the funniest homie from 60 that you know that was naturally funny, that's rest in peace and still alive? Well, Bubba Locust, he can be funny. This is what I always say about Bubba Loke. No pun intended. Bubba Loke's dry ass jokes are only funny because he repeated over and over. Like he might say, you buck tooth mouth ass nigga. And nobody laugh. He'd be like, nigga old buck tooth. Nigga got buck teeth. And then it becomes fun. Kind of like the dude, Bubble Dub. Like his shit ain't always funny, but they keep repeating the shit, and then it becomes funny. They make you laugh off their jokes. You know who was funny though? Lil Kev Mac. Cowboy was funny. Cowboy used to do stand-up comedy. He was pretty funny. I thought he should have stayed doing stand-up comedy. I honestly thought he had a good career ahead of himself in stand-up comedy, but he abandoned it. I don't know who played who in the playoffs. I don't know. But I'm trying to think of who else was funny. Big Fish was funny. Big Fish was pretty funny. Rest in peace. Moody's kind of funny. Moody can be funny. You know, he probably not one of the funniest, but he could be funny. Roscoe was pretty damn funny. You got this big old tough dude telling jokes. He was pretty funny. I don't think I'm funny, but I'm working on my comedy, man. But thanks for the compliment, man. You say you're going to have the bell on? That's what's up. Yeah, I'll try to put something together on that day. I need to write it down before I forget because I had a few ideas in my head. I already forgot a few of them. Let me see. Let me see. Stories right there. All right. I think one of my funniest stories was when I smoked that Primo on accident. That was one of my favorites. Or the slow speed chase when my mother was driving slow, a helicopter, and a gang of police behind us. Let me see. See, I forgot what other stories I wanted to tell. I only got Tookie written down. So I got a story on Tadpole them coming up. Rams host Vikings. Vikings win that. Lions have a bye. You notice this year all the teams with the byes in college lost? The teams with the bye in college lost the first 4 playoff games. That slow speed chase is funny. Thanks, Michelle. How you doing, sweetheart? Yeah, I'm online long tonight because my cousin, this is my Crip cousin, not on the gang tip, but by DNA. And when I always talk about the east side, he lived in that house on the east side, 3311 Wadsworth Avenue. He lived there, so and he's a lot older than me. Matter of fact, he's probably my oldest brother. Matter of fact, he might be what? A year or two under my oldest brother. Because he blames my oldest brother for him getting in trouble. I would have thought it was my father. But yeah. That's crazy how we find out. Well, he knew already, but I didn't know. But how I found out that we had hoodlums that came from Bastrop, Texas in the family that were elders to my grandmother, who I'm always giving love and praise to. Yet, my aunties and uncles, as my cousins say, have been in denial about what type of uncles and aunts they had, or great uncles and great aunts they had, and in denial what type of nephews and nieces they had, right? Which would be us. Kev, did you know the homie Little Boxhead? I don't think I did. I don't even remember hearing that name. But I love talking about the family history. You know, I find it intriguing to know about our history. And it brought great pleasure in me to know I wasn't the only wild gambler and pistolier in the family, you know what I mean? And to know how our family ended up in LA. I think it's a great story. I might actually do some. I might actually profile my uncles, my great uncles, when I get more information on them. Not for no gang shit, but for this channel, for the regulars that's always asking about my Texas roots and stuff, my native roots and stuff like that. Frost hates, salute. Wow. Yeah, man. Very, very interesting, man. Very interesting. What's up with you, Frost? Similar stories for us all. See, this is the thing. I absolutely agree. We all got the similar story, and everybody got a story, and everybody's family is different, but similar. We all came along similarity. But here's the thing, though, B. A lot of black people, and you could even look at this channel right here, or you could go talk to your close friends. A lot of black people from LA, they don't even want to know their history. They don't want to know about their white ancestry, their native ancestry, whether you say they black or Indian. They don't want to know it. I was like that for a long time when I was younger. I didn't give a damn about my white cousins or ancestry, the Jews in the family, or those coming over here from Europe. I didn't want to know about that shit. I had no interest in it. But once I started looking into it, it becomes very interesting and fascinating. And there's not a whole lot of white in our ancestry. You know, you get a slave owner here or there that have sex with one of his slaves, and boom, there it is. But prior to that, and on the other side of the family, nah, you got a lot of native, a lot of black, and that's why we identify as black today. Kev, you have any dreams you would like to see happen? Any goals? I would like to get well. I would like my back to be healed, my spine to be healed. And I would like this pain out of my back to go away one day. That would be my dream. My goals is just to watch my diet, not really change my diet as much as just watch it, just monitor it, make sure my sugar levels and salt levels and all my Crip levels are good. I think it's important. Someone may not know if he or she is second generation of African descent. I think it's important in case you meet a fine girl and y'all have a baby or y'all get married and then you find out you married your cousin or you had a baby by your cousin. If you could go any place outside the country, where would you go? To hell. Probably to hell. Not to visit, but to stay permanently. Kev have to find pick of girl from 70s throwing up 60s from country. I don't know what you're talking about. Henley got his first interception today. We spoke on that already. That's what's up. Early line showing Chargers -3 versus Tay. I got the Chargers winning that. I got the Chargers winning that. Shout out to the Henley family. Shout out to the LA Chargers and the bandwagon fan. I don't think the Chargers really got a bandwagon, though. So I don't have an issue with Charger fans. Kev, didn't you want to be a firefighter when you was asked as a kid? Yep. Didn't want to be a cop, but I would have been a firefighter. Yes, sir. I always wanted to be a porn star, though. And I remember going over to my Uncle Kenny's house when I was a kid. He had like this townhouse or condo by the farm in Inglewood. And it was pretty nice, pretty clean and stuff. And we go over there. He got Player magazines and Penthouse magazines on his table and up under the table. That shit was foreign to me. I was like, God damn, I want to be the next Isaac Kennedy or Long Don Silver or something. Shit. I went home, grabbed me a rock out the front yard, put a string on it, tied it around my shit, and had it hanging from my shit. I'm like, man, I gotta stretch it out. I want my shit like that. Like he's killing them girls. Like, man, I want to kill them too. That made me think that all women wanted something long like that. I'm like, shit, I'm gonna be Long Don Kevin. You know I hate that name, but I'm gonna be Long Don Kevin. That's gonna be my porno name. I've been interested in Fam Bam genealogy since a kid and used to ask all of the old people in my family about us. That's how I found out about blacks come from reservations. I really didn't care until I got older and my grandmother was living in her last years. So I would ask my grandmother questions. I would ask her a lot of questions because I spent a lot of time with her. Yeah, absolutely. Like, share, and subscribe. Only 5% European, my ancestors fought hard. Might get those picks. Raiders would have, but decided to try and win at the end of the season. Yep, the Raiders blew it. Matthew Alex Frost. Good looking out, Frost. I didn't even know you hit me, Frost. Good looking out. Only 5%. My mama used to drive a what? But I used to ask my mother questions. That's part of the reason why I know a lot about my mother's side. And I was with my mother longer than anybody in the family, meaning close to her. So I know a lot about my mom. Kev Peace guy, what's today's mathematics? Today will be 1 time 5. This would actually be my oldest daughter's 32nd birthday today. Happy birthday, Amina. Kev, you are the father. So she made it to 32 today. Individual history, interesting as hell. Yes, sir. You know what 1 time 5 is, right? January 5th, 1993, the year my oldest daughter was born. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Never heard of Cud 9. My, that part. What's wrong with your typing, Frost? You typing bad today, homie. You typing real bad today, homie. My bro did 23, me, DNA test, found out my grandfather isn't our biological grandfather. Grandmother is something else. Man, that's what go on with us. I be trying to tell people, man. I be trying to tell people they don't want to accept the fact that grandmama was a player or a 304. I don't understand. Just because it's our grandmother don't make her perfect. It does not mean our grandmother lived like she was a nun or a child of God. They made mistakes too. They had needs and wants too. They played around too. You feel me? So it shouldn't really be much of a shock, probably more of a disappointment than anything else. Yeah, I hear you, Neil Spite. I hear you. You feel me? One of my older cousins has all the old family pics from the old country to the USA. Oh, that's what's up. And Kev, what year do you think was the last homies from different hoods hanging outside all night? With dude deep outside all night on every block? Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, day and night. I mean, I won't say pretty deep because it was too many blocks, but yeah, yeah. I mean, nowadays that would be super deep to see that many people on the block nowadays. But definitely was something different. Think about being a USP white but got African heritage. My mama, cuz. He said, my mama, cuz. I remember one of my homeboys found out my father knew his mother by first name, last name, knew her ex boyfriend, knew two or three of her addresses. And he got at me. He said, cuz, he said, what your father say about my mother? I said, he said she was fine. Everybody wanted her, but nobody could have her. And he said, he didn't say she was a hoe. Hell no. He was telling me she wasn't a hoe. I know that made his day. Because to me, that sounded like he thought his mama was a hoe. Or he seen his mom with different men. But Pops was like, nah, man, she wasn't giving her. All the players and ballers used to be on her. And only one. It was only one dude he could remember that got that. I was like, that's cool, man. That's a cool story. Grandma's from Southeast Texas, grandpa's from Louisiana. Both came to Los Angeles when they were 22, landed in the Athens Park area. My dad, cousins were Los Angeles natives. I bumped into that problem digging into my fam bam genealogy. That's why them old schools don't be knowing too many fam bam secrets and love children. That's why so many people scared to even do their genealogy. And then they say they lying. It's wrong, they lying. But if you do your homework as best as you can by talking to your mother or your father, your aunties, grandmothers, uncles, grandfathers, older cousins, if you talk to them and then do your genealogy, what they telling you is going to add up. But people are so worried about what color their Crip is, what DNA they got. They worried about the slave master or this African or this Israelite or this Middle Eastern or this Jew or this French guy in the family had all these kids, begot all these kids by different women. And now they know that they mixed and they know that they from a different nationality that they may hate on or be racist, but not openly racist. And they don't want to come to the realization that they mix like everybody else. People are afraid of their ancestry. People are afraid of their DNA, man. And then they always use that one. I don't want them to get my DNA. They're going to put me into nigga. You ain't never killed nobody. You might have raped somebody. You probably ain't killed nobody or raped nobody. You ain't got nothing to worry about until you kill somebody or rape somebody. You feel me? But yeah, it's interesting, man. It's just something else to do. You know what I'm saying? Glad I never cared. Love my peeps. It's about who you are. Yeah, I mean, of course. Facts, Big Kid. Mac Mini denied that part. My mother's mother didn't have a birth certificate. Damn. She might be from the Dominican Republic. She might be from Mexico somewhere. She didn't have a birth certificate. She probably from Honduras. it is what it is. Our DNA is out of our control. Absolutely, man. No doubt. Like I said about my grandfather, ain't nothing I could do about what type of man he was. That's just what type of man he was. We can't change that. You don't have to like it, but it's just the reality. So it's good to at least know the shit, right? It's good to know. I'm happy that I met him that one time and got that $10 above him. I was happy to see what type of house he lived in and see his military pictures. Feel me? Never seen the bastard again, but I ain't mad at him. Punk. Ah, man. I'm going to take that back. He ain't no punk. I just had to throw that in there. I'm in my feelings, man. Not ashamed of my heritage. I had a great life. Absolutely, Rob Moses. There you go, man. I second that notion. Census can track history too. Absolutely. That's part of research, my brother. All of our history on my mother's side wasn't hearsay or DNA. It came from the census. Then once we tracked down people that like descendants of them that were still living, my uncle got on an airplane or in his car or on a bus and went to visit them and interviewed them and asked for pictures and stuff like that. That's why I'm saying, man, I ain't got no interest in supporting some online DNA genealogy and none of that. But I know in our family, my uncle's research panned out perfectly. And the same on my father's side. So, there's a lot more cousins and stuff that we got somewhere, uncles. And then you got to realize like this. Like dude, Ann Odom say he found out that his grandfather wasn't his grandfather, right? So what a lot of people don't realize or don't want to know is them grandfathers a lot of times had kids by other women. Your slave owner damn sure had kids by other slaves. Why you think there's so many Jeffersons and Washingtons running around? Nigga, them names didn't come from black men. Them names came from white men, white American men. Your name's supposed to be Kente or some shit. Your name ain't supposed to be Jefferson and Washington and all that shit. So anyway, your grandfathers and them done had other kids by other women. So a lot of people got cousins that's living and you just don't know about them. Since my mother died, we found out she had a brother and he had kids. And so now we got cousins that we know and are in touch with now. But she died never knowing she had nephews and nieces. My uncle found out, my uncle was old as hell when he found out he had a son. He had a black son. I mean, of course, he had a black son. He had a son by a white woman. No, I take that back. I'm sorry. He had a son who married a white woman. And he had all these grandkids. And these grandkids look white as hell. They like Matthew Alex color. But they all act like us. They all act like us, but they hang out with white folks. Act like us, but hang out with white folks. Their skin color is the same color as white folks. But their voice and their swag, black as hell. Them white hoes, them white hoes in the family, they can dance like a sister. They can dance like a mug. So yeah, he found out he had a son, and his son was married to a white woman, and the kids all came out looking white. His brother, my mother's brother, when we found out they had kids, they light as hell too. One is brown. The other one is very light, like my nephew or my sister or my mother. And then his daughter is another one that's white as hell. But that little girl talk like she's a little sister and dance. She was in, I think, ballet, you call it, gymnastics. She's in the gymnastics and she dances and listens to music like she black as hell. Uncle Sugar would give us a new car every 3 years. Every 3 years, somebody was stealing. We lived near the back of an alley. we never knew how he afforded to buy the car. That's a good story, man. Well, now you know. But according to our grandmother, though, you know, he was also in the real estate. You know, I get them confused because I was too young. I don't know the difference. I don't know sugar from what's the other one from Bubba. I don't know sugar from Bubba. But one of them was in the real estate. He did all that gambling and selling liquor and stuff, but he was also into real estate. So she told me he had several properties. And so that's how he was making money and able to live good and help out family members. I didn't know he was buying y'all them cars, but I know y'all always had different type of cars. Y'all always had little cars. Did he buy my father any cars? Because my father had cars, man. I looked through the photo out, man. He had some cars. I remember that Volkswagen bus. I remember that. And I remember the VWs. But he had lowriders like a mug, man. So did Uncle Sugar and them buy him any cars? He told me that him and Eddie and Clyde and all them used to go steal cars. The vineyards. He used to roll with the vineyards. And they would go steal cars. That's Sugar? All right, Sugar. Sugar, I need to write that down. Sugar was the one in the real estate. Okay. Well, Sugar used to gamble too. Sugar was the one selling alcohol. Because she told me he got into real estate. So Uncle Bubba, I think, was the alcoholic, right? Uncle Bubba used to get drunk, I think. All right. Family records are a way to transfer wealth. Make it your business to know who your people are. Man, our people in Georgia, our white folks in Georgia, Augusta, Georgia, they didn't want nothing to do with us. They said we just got in touch with them for the money. So they said they are not participating in no family events, and they didn't want to know us on a personal level. And they got together and wrote a letter and gave it to one of the white girls, who actually, I told this story on live before. She actually, they used to call her, damn, what did they call her? Chocolate? What did they call her? They called her something black because they knew she had too much soul. They said she danced too good and she talked differently from everybody. So she had a complex of how come she was different? Why did she know how to dance? Why did she like black singers and stuff? And so when she met the family, she was like, oh shit. Now I know why. I always wondered why. White girl with soul, man. But they gave her the letter to read. And she read it to the family members that went. I didn't go. I boycotted. I didn't go. But my sister and them went. And yeah, they didn't want nothing to do with our family. They said we was trying to get their wealth. They owned a historical library on the plantation where our ancestors were. Man. So they had their wish. We don't know them. We don't know who they are. We don't talk to them. Yep, Kev DNA and the right lawyer will get you cut into some stuff. Man, I ain't tripping. I don't know nothing about this shit. If I want something from them, I go put a gun in their head and take it. And I don't do that no more. That shit over with. I'm so happy with my life nowadays through all the struggles, through all the thick and thin. I'm so happy I'm a changed man. I look back in my life and that really ain't me. That's like, who is that guy? Like, who is that dude? Like, and I'm not being funny. I'm being serious. I look at the old me and I just feel like that's a different person. That ain't me. But anyway, I'm going to go, y'all. 2 hours is enough. Y'all take it easy. Much love. Thanks for watching. Cousin, I'm glad you checked in tonight. Y'all take it easy, man. Thanks for the super chats and cash apps. I appreciate y'all. Go get me something to eat and drink some water. I'm out. Peace.